What's up, guys? Welcome to 2 Cents Worth. I'm your host, Ryan DeFaber. I asked, and you guys said yes, so I am going to start doing a podcast on Fridays, going through kind of what's going on in the week with myself and sports and life in general. Kind of a day-to-day, maybe, or we'll just go overall review. But today I have kind of, as the week went along, I wrote down everything that happened in my life, from the kids to the work to family to Thanksgiving to everything in between. So we're going to jump into it. First thing I do want to say, though, is to all of my listeners, thank you. And then also to the international listeners, I love to hear from you. I want to know how you heard of me, what you've liked about the show, what's bringing you back. I have a lot of downloads from New Zealand, Sweden, Spain, the UK. Send me a DM on Instagram at 2 Cents Worth Podcast, or send me an email, 2centsworthpodcast@gmail.com. I'd love to find out how you've heard of me and what you like about the show, because there's a lot of downloads for a lot of the episodes. So obviously you keep coming back, so I appreciate that. And then anybody here in the States as well, if you don't know me directly, love to find out how you heard of me. So just hit me up. I like to hear from you guys, what's going on in your lives, and then any questions you might have that I can address on the show. So I want to get that out of the way first. So let's start with Monday. So Monday, I'm up at 1 a.m. and at 4:30 a.m. because of my dog. So I have a 12-year-old Jack Russell Terrier named Bronx, and I've talked about him a couple times on the show because he's usually here with me in the Bears Den studio, which is just my bonus room above my garage. He's in here right now just sleeping on the couch, but he's 12, so we've been having some issues with him lately on his health. So he had me up at 1 a.m. and at 4:30. I'm up at 4:30. I go to the gym. On Mondays, my gym opens up at 5 a.m. I'm there at 5 a.m. So I wake up at 4:30, stretch, get dressed, take my pre-workout, which, again, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I'm big into RSP nutrition. My buddy Kalichi, who I grew up with in Rhode Island, I'll go into that a little bit so you guys can get a little more information around me. But come to find out, I've been using this product for a couple years. He's actually part owner of the company, and we reconnected through that because I posted some stuff about RSP, and we've been chatting about the product and everything. Just kind of funny how I moved to North Carolina in 1999, so I left Rhode Island after my freshman year of high school, and then kind of, as we do in life, kind of lost track of a lot of connections and friends, and social media certainly has helped reconnect some people. I have some connections back to Rhode Island, my childhood friends that I still keep in contact with through Facebook or Instagram and other social media platforms, and this show has helped to reconnect a lot of us as well. So wake up 4:30, stretch, take my pre-workout, I go to the gym. Well, I come home and I have two boys. I have a son, Nolan Ryan, named after Nolan Ryan because I was a baseball player, and Nolan Ryan was my favorite player growing up and arguably the best pitcher of all time, in my opinion. So we named our first son Nolan Ryan. It's only fitting. My middle name is my dad's first name. I wanted my first son to have my middle name, or his middle name, be my first name, and it was great. My wife actually agreed to it, so it's incredible. So anyways, he's 5, and we have a 2-year-old Harrison Wright. So I get home, and lights are on in the house, and I go upstairs. Lindsay's working out in the bonus room, and Nolan's door's open. There's no sheets on the bed. I'm like, what the hell happened here? So I talk to Lindsay. So Nolan, heavy sleeper when he wants to sleep, went ahead and peed the bed. So got home at 6 on a Monday, and again, dog had me up most of the night. I went and worked out. I come home. The oldest had peed the bed. The dog went into the youngest, Harrison's room, wakes him up. So by 6 a.m., my home is an absolute circus. Everyone's awake. The dog's not feeling good. Both boys are woken up prematurely. Lindsay's trying to get a workout done. And that's how my week starts. On a higher note, start a new workout program. I use FitPlan app. It's great. It's like $80 a year. It's a subscription, so it's $80 a year. But there are multiple programs that you can use. Long-term programs, 3-4 months worth, or day by day workouts that you can do at home. You can freestyle, like pick a back workout or a leg workout and just do that if you're not feeling an actual program. But I've been using it for about a year now, and it's been great. It keeps the gym exciting and not so mundane, and I don't have to do my own programming. So like all the programming is done on this. So it's great. I highly suggest it. So we started a new workout. Me and my buddy Pete, he's my workout partner this week. And let me tell you, you think you're in decent shape, but then when you ever change like a workout, like you work different muscle groups after like your body was used to. After Monday, like me and Pete were like, dude, we can't walk. Like, so Monday was legs and shoulders and then a circuit at the end of it. And there's a circuit at the end of every workout now. So we're going to get our cardio in, which will be nice through weights. So you don't have to sit on a treadmill and run for 20 minutes, which gets boring. So sore this week, which is good. It brings me back to just changing up your routine, which is important when you get into working out or fitness, whatnot. You don't want to be in that same routine because it gets mundane. You get complacent. It's just like work, right? Like if you go through the motions at work, it's the same thing. You start getting complacent, and when complacency creeps in, that's when laziness gets in there, and it's just never a good thing. It always kind of just backfires on you. So that's how things went Monday. And then the oldest, Nolan, dentist appointment, first cavity. So if anyone knows him, he's a very analytical mindset. So like he's very regimented, and we say like he's our little engineer, right? So like when he found out he had a cavity, like so for the rest of the week, he's like, I can't have desserts, I can't have candy, not until this cavity is fixed. And he had a birthday party at school. I guess one of his schoolmates turned 6, I guess, right? That's what kindergartners do. They go from 5 to 6. He comes home. He's like, I'm like, how's your day, buddy? I got him off the bus. How's your day? Dad, had a cupcake. Sorry. I know I have a cavity. I'm like, dude, it's okay, man. Like, don't worry. We're going to get it fixed. But the other thing, and we get into it for kind of just some of the things that happened this week for us. The other thing is, I guess he has an underbite. And so they want to fix it, and they want to do some stuff and put some mouth guards in and headgear and all this other bullshit that he's going to need, right? Like, I'd rather do it now than later on in his life. His face is fucked up, his teeth and shit. Like, you need those, right? Which, I don't know. Hey, maybe by the time he's old enough, I don't know. They might have some, crazy advances in the dentist industry, and he could, I don't know. Stronger teeth. I don't know. Anyways, so we got that estimate. So that's going to be a couple $1,000s. So that's going to be exciting. Really exciting. That's what I want to hear right at the end of the year. We got his birthday coming up. We got Christmas coming up. And now the dentist wants us to do that. So we're going to go and just get a second opinion, see what else, if there's anything, other options outside of that. But we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do something for the little guy. So that's Monday. Monday, work, come home. Nothing else crazy happens. Tuesday, again, dog had me up 3 or 4 times during the night. Got maybe 3 hours of sleep. But woke up to what I saw apparently was the game of the year. And some are saying the best game they've ever seen. So Monday Night Football, it was Chiefs versus Rams. First game in NFL history that had both teams score 50-plus points each, which is incredible. So if you like offense in the NFL, that was the game to watch. Both quarterbacks threw for over 400 yards. Incredible. So I was watching the highlights at the gym and just seeing the back and forth, and it certainly looked like a pretty exciting game. That game was supposed to be played in Mexico City, got moved back to L.A. because of field conditions. So for all the fans and everything that were able to watch it and deal with the schedule change and everything, it certainly turned out to be the best for them. I can't stay up for those games. That here on the East Coast, they start like 8:30, 8:45 on Monday night. Dude, I'm in bed by 9, maybe 8:30 most nights, because I need my sleep. And as you can tell, I don't get a lot of it. So 3 hours of sleep, dog has me up. But I wake up to all that. And then in baseball news, I'm a Yankee fan. And Yankees traded for James Paxton, starting pitcher from Seattle. I think that's a great move. If you follow baseball, or even if you're just a Yankees fan, we need starting pitching. We need starting pitching, and we need to figure out our shortstop situation because Didi is out with Tommy John surgery, so he's going to be out most of the year next year. So they're talking about Manny Machado as a potential shortstop, so we'll see about that. But first good move, I think, right now in the offseason for Major League Baseball, especially me as a Yankee fan, was going out and getting James Paxton. Lefty, throws 94, 95, so he's a hard-throwing lefty, which we haven't had in a while. We have CeCe, but CeCe Sabathia is old, and he's not pumping 96, 97 like he used to. And then J.A. Happ is a free agent, so they might not re-sign him. So they went out and got Paxton. I think that was a good move. I like kind of, though the baseball season's over, we're in that lull now where like the World Series happened, not a lot goes on. So when a move like this happens, is exciting. There's a lot of good free agents out there. Two in particular are going to get the most attention this year, and that's Machado and Bryce Harper. Where are they going to go? The Phillies president came out and said he's planning on spending stupid money in the offseason, so it'll be interesting to see if he's going to try and get one or both. The Yankees, same thing. I was reading an article, and it basically said that the Steinbrenner sons need to spend a ton of money this year and go and get that World Series. It's been 10-plus years. We haven't had a World Series since the dad died. George Steinbrenner, if you don't know, Yankee fans, one of the most notorious owners of all time in Major League Baseball, but the guy just wanted to win. He's your Jerry Jones of Major League Baseball. But they haven't won a World Series since he passed. We were under the luxury tax this year, so we have some money to spend. I think it's time to spend it. So I'm hopeful, crossing my fingers, that the Steinbrenner brothers give Brian Cashman, the GM, the freedom to go out and make some deals happen. So this was exciting for the first one, getting Paxton. That's what was needed. And again, I think that's what we should do next, figure out our infield and get more starting pitching. Staying on the dental hygiene, I had a dentist appointment on Tuesday. And again, if you don't know me, so I had braces for 3 years in high school, which was just lovely. You're having braces through the strangest part of your life as you're growing up and going through all the things that you go through in high school, and then you throw 3 years of braces on it. So super good looking dude in high school. I cringe when I look at my pictures back then. Not that I'm super good looking now. I think I am, but I mean, that's up for debate. My wife thinks I am. That's all that matters. So braces for 3 years. I had oral surgery because I had a tooth that wouldn't come down. Then I've had gum recession, so I had to have gum recession surgery, I guess you would call it. Really no cavities, though. But so it was funny, like, I'm at the dentist just getting my regular cleaning, and the dentist comes in afterwards. He's like, you need to thank your parents for giving you such a great mouth of teeth. And I'm like, dude, like, my parents spent like $7,000 on my teeth, buddy. Like, let's not pretend like this smile didn't come from a bunch of money. But he did say that I should never have a cavity because my teeth are like concrete. So after all of that, at least I don't get cavities, which is nice. Tuesday night, Lindsay had a hair appointment. So she's at her hair appointment. And for the ladies that are listening, there's two types of hair appointments I've learned over the years of being married, 11 years of being married. There is a haircut, and then there is like the full-blown thing. Color, shampoo. Like, this is like, you almost have to take like a day off of work for how long this fucking shit lasts. Like, she's gone from 5:30 till 8:30. Like, it's a 3-hour fucking haircut. Mine takes like 8 minutes. And it's a 3-hour haircut. So she's on her 3-hour haircut process. So I'm on dad duty, and everything's going great. Kids eat dinner, no issues. I'm cleaning up. I'm trying to make my dinner, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose. I'm cooking on the stove. I turn around because I hear a loud bang, which is my 2-year-old falling off the couch, face first, onto our hardwood floors. I go into the living room. What happened? Nolan's standing like 6 feet away from him, and I look at him. I go, "Did you do this?" Yes, I did. I go, "What did you do?" He goes, "I threw a toy at him." So Nolan, in the heat of the moment, at the time, he tells me he threw a toy at him. Threw something at Harrison's face, hit him in the face to knock him off of the couch to land onto his face. So the 2-year-old's screaming. I'm trying to calm him down. It's 6:30 at this point. Nolan at that point is told, "That's it, night's over, go upstairs, brush your teeth, go to bed." And his whole routine, I talked about it earlier, he's very regimented. So his routine is he brushes his teeth, he gets in the shower. We let him in the shower for like 10, 15 minutes. He goes to his room. He picks his clothes out for the next day. He puts his PJs on. We sit down. We read books. We go over his sight words for school. Then we do songs. And then we tell him what the day is coming up for tomorrow. So he's well prepared. So this whole ordeal of me sending him up to bed at 6:30, mind blown from him. I mean, this kid just lost it for the next hour and a half. So he's up in his room. He's hyperventilating. I'm like, "Dude, you need to calm down." I'm like, "Listen, I'm trying to teach a 5-year-old. He's almost 6. Like, what's happening when every action you have has a reaction?" And that's what I'm trying to tell him. Like, "Buddy, you threw something at your brother, hit him in the face. That is unacceptable. And because of that, we need to now just turn it off and reset for tomorrow." So he finally calms down. Come to find out, and then Harrison's down on the couch drinking milk and juice. So he's got both in one under one arm, one in the other. And he's watching basketball on the TV because I was watching the Maui Invitational. I'm a Duke fan, watching that. That game's on, and again, while all hell is breaking loose. And so he's just watching basketball. No one comes down and apologizes to him, and the 2-year-old, which is it was funny, but I can't laugh at it. Harrison just kind of looks at him and just dismisses him and looks right back at the TV, which also made Nolan upset because he's like, I said I was sorry. So anyways, finally goes to bed. I finally get to have dinner. Lindsay comes home at 8:30. I have to explain everything to her. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, like I said, the new program for working out started. So I'm now into Wednesday. I'm in the 3rd day of the program, sweating a lot more. As I mentioned, the circuits at the end, it's like anywhere from 10 to 15-minute circuits. And it can be a 200-meter row, burpees, shoulder press. And you do that for 15 minutes straight, as many as you can. So it incorporates some CrossFit. And as you guys know from my previous podcasts, have some criticism towards CrossFit if it's not done correctly. So I want to make sure that I'm doing these exercises correctly and not hurting myself and all of that. But I feel like I'm pretty good at the gym and I know my limits and know what I should be doing. I'm not doing Olympic style lifting, that type of stuff, for time or anything like that. So, you have circuits like that at the end. A lot of legs in this workout program. So for 9 weeks, it's 5 days a week and there's a lot of legs included in it. So this morning, deadlifts, it's more back, but the day before Thanksgiving was an active rest day, so I didn't do anything. So on Wednesday, it was straight leg deadlifts, air squats, things like that. So there's a lot more legs in it, trying to just build the core up and stability again, so which is good. And as most of you that work out, probably most of you are anti-legs. I think I've only met one person in my entire life that liked working out legs more than anything else, and it's my buddy Mike Najeka. He used to be my workout partner, and I hated legs, but he got me to appreciate working out legs. They're the largest. Your lower half has the largest muscles in your body. They need to be worked. It helps with stability, helps with the core, helps with everything, right? So you always have to work out legs. I don't care if you hate it. You just grind through it. I've come to enjoy it because of Mike, but my buddy Pete can't stand it. He told me the other day, he's like, "My body's not meant for lower body exercises. It wasn't built that way," which is just a crock of shit. It's his way of trying to get out of not doing legs. But with me working out and me doing all the programming through this app, he has to do it. So sore, so that's good. Come home. Dog has been up the last couple of nights. Hasn't been feeling good. Well, Now he's shitting blood. All right, well, fuck. All right, now I got to take him to the vet. So this has been happening on and off for the last couple months. So I take him to the vet. I've been dropping a couple $100 every time we fucking go there. This dog's cost me so much goddamn money. Go to the vet. Do blood work. We're supposed to hear next week. If you follow me on Instagram and on the stories, you'll see that we were at the vet and he's getting blood work. He does have a bad pancreas. It's not digesting as well, so that's why he's having the problem with the shit. And so we're dealing with that. We'll see what's happening with him. But over the last 2 months, I think it's probably close to over $1,000 we've dropped on him for this, which I feel bad. He's 12 years old. Like he's old, but these dogs can live to like 16, 17 years old. So like, I just don't want to I want to figure this out for him so I don't have to deal with it for the next 5-6 years. Because again, if you know me, the dog has already pushed my patience to basically the limit and beyond. So for another 5 years, if this is going to be happening, if any of you are friends of mine, then come and see me often. You'll see that I'm probably going to lose my mind soon. On a lighter note, also on my Instagram, put on there Whole30 roasted pecan recipe. So every morning when I come home from working out, I make a protein shake and I make oatmeal. And in my oatmeal, I like pecans. So bought a two-pound bag of pecans from Costco, and they're just regular pecans. So a little bland in the oatmeal. Wanted something to change it up a little bit, so I got a Whole30 approved recipe, which actually turned out really well. And my friend Gabe, who is mostly Whole Mrs. Cole on Instagram, she is like my Whole30 local guide. So she's here in Charlotte as well. So I always make sure that I try, if it's Whole30, I want to make sure that it's Whole30 compliant through her, because she knows better than I do. She's like my local expert is what I call her. So did that and put them in the oatmeal. Delicious. So it's coconut oil you use to get a little bit of sweetness as well, sea salt and cinnamon, and you mix all that together with the pecans. You put them on a baking sheet, 350. I put 15 minutes on my Instagram. I actually took them out of the fridge yesterday and put them in for another 15 minutes. So it's about 30 minutes. And I did 3 cups of pecans. So if you do less, you might not need to keep them in the oven as long, but I did 30 minutes and nice and crunchy, good taste, and healthy for you. So they're a good little snack as well if you don't want to do oatmeal. Some people don't like oatmeal. The texture and everything bothers people. Sports-wise, I saw Markelle Fultz, who is a guard for the Philadelphia 76ers in the NBA, is out for a shoulder injury. But watching a lot of the commentators here on TV, and if you guys follow the NBA and some of his struggles, he basically has what we'll call the yips, where he's kind of just lost his shot, and the mental piece of the game comes in. So if you've listened to some of the podcasts before, I had Daniel Bard on, a friend of mine that I've known, again, since I moved here in North Carolina in 99, and he dealt with the same thing, and he is actually mentoring now professionals for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's a mental coach for them because of how much we really don't realize how much our brain can mess with us when it comes to sports and life and anything, right? Like you go and run 5 miles, your body's fine, but your brain's always telling you stop. It's time to stop. But your body's capable of doing it. It's fighting that mental piece of it. And that goes into all sports. Daniel talked about his struggles he reached the pinnacle, right? He went to the pros, played for the Boston Red Sox for a couple years, and then it just kind of all went away. It was like a perfect storm, he said. He had issues with his shoulder. People were trying to tell him how to throw differently again, and then he's trying to figure it out, and the mentalness came into it and played a big part in why he couldn't really ever get back on track. And so he used that, his own life experience, into now what he's doing for his profession, which is, again, mental coach for minor league baseball players for the Diamondbacks organization. So when I saw this Markelle Fultz thing and I heard what a lot of the commentators were saying, they're saying that he's, I don't want to say covering up, but more so coming out saying it's a shoulder thing, but it's more mental. Like he can't figure out his shot. So he basically has the yips of basketball. Like there's no confidence there. He basically has to kind of reset everything, and it stinks because he's a first round pick. He's a very highly touted individual, and you see this at the highest level of sports. And it's crazy because you're like, you have all this talent. Like why all of a sudden, why does this happen? And our brain, it's a very powerful tool, and it can hurt us as well. And I say all that. I just hope for him for the best. I don't really watch the NBA, but that kind of caught my eye, especially after talking to Daniel about his struggles and what's been going on for him. So that was Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. Finished the night with a couple drinks with Lindsay. Went to bed. Thursday, Thanksgiving, active rest day for me. So no working out, which is fine. I don't need to work out every day. It's good for your body to recover. And if people tell you that anything different, then they're wrong. You should recover. You should take days off. It's okay. You should have deload weeks where, if you're in the middle of a program, take a week off, go in, do 1 or 2 exercises, walk a little bit, just reset the body, and you'll become stronger. I promise you. Gives your body and your muscles time to recover. So Thanksgiving, my parents live here in Charlotte, so they came over. We fried turkeys, but we did air fry. So again, put that on my Instagram if you guys saw it. And we did one regular and then one that had a maple mustard glaze on it, and really good. And we air fried them. So I didn't deep fry them this year. My buddy Preston has an air fryer that I borrowed from him, and we did turkey breasts, not a full turkey. So the turkey breasts were about 5 pounds. Took a little over an hour for each one of them, but really juicy, wasn't dried out, really good flavor. So I was pretty happy about that. And then I mentioned earlier in the week about some of the money that we've been spending. Nolan's dental, which we're going to have to spend, the dog, and the amount of money that we've spent. And then everyone says like things come in 3. Well, I got my 3rd. I did my first Black Friday shopping ever. And if you live in the U.S., Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving, and all these stores have all these great deals and da-da-da-da-da. Well, now that starts on Thursday, basically. And this week, our washing machine gave out. So, Merry Christmas to me and Lindsay. We had to buy a washer last night out of necessity, not want. So my first Black Friday shopping experience was, first off, not going to the store, not doing that. I'm not going to bum rush a store to get 30% off of a fucking appliance or anything else. I think that's the most ridiculous thing ever. And it's great for retail and them, but most ridiculous thing. Sat online on my phone, didn't even get on my computer, on my phone, got the washer that we needed, and it's going to be delivered in a couple days. So all's well, but again, 3, dental, bunch of money coming out the door there. The dog cost me a bunch of money. And now the washing machine, I told Lindsay, I said, we need it. I'm not going to be washing my clothes in a fucking bucket. Like, we need the washing machine. So that was Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to me. Wonderful. Friday. So I'm recording this right when I just got home from the gym. It's 6 a.m. right now. So the kids are downstairs because guess what? They're awake. Yeah, that's right. My mom and dad were here till 9 last night, and we let Nolan stay up till 9. And my mom's like, it's going to be great. He's going to sleep in for you. I'm like, listen, I don't understand why you think that this kid's not going to be up at 6 a.m. I said, no matter what time we put this kid to bed, he wakes up at 6 a.m. And so I go to the gym. Gym's open at 5 this morning after, it's usually open 24 hours, but it was open 5. So woke up 4:30, wanted to get there. So what's important to me in this whole thing is, especially in this week, right? Like, it's easy for us to be like, oh, the holidays are here. And, you hear that all the time. And people, like, if you go to the gym on a consistent basis, January is the worst time because it's when the New Year's resolutions, I'm going to start the gym. Well, the gym gets packed and there's a lot of people there, and, it can mess up your routine because some of the machines you normally use are taken, right? Like, internally, we're like, oh, God, these New Year's resolution people, like, fucking hell. But they're trying to better themselves, so I'm okay with it. And I'm fine with it, but it's annoying. So anyways, the holidays, right? You go through the holidays and everyone's excuses. Well, it's the holidays. It's okay. This is the first week of my new program that I started. I ate great yesterday. Ate a lot. Didn't overindulge, but I also had some alcohol. Might have overindulged a little bit on that. But it was important for me to get up, get that last workout in of the week, and say that I accomplished the first week of the program so I can stay steady going into the next week. So that was important to me. So that's what I did. And I was one of, I want to say 6 people at the gym this morning at 5 a.m. So, which was also nice. I was able to knock out the workout, wasn't waiting on stuff, wasn't talking to a lot of the buddies that we talked to in the gym, kind of slowing things down. I was able to just kind of get in my own mind, knock this out, get this workout in. My buddy Pete slept in on me, so he didn't come, which is okay. I mean, hey, to each his own. He said he's going to work out sometime today, but I was able to just knock it out, focus in, and get the workout in, and it was good. I was burping, tasting like beer and wine, but other than that, the workout was good. I felt good. I come around the corner as I'm coming home, and the way that my road is, I can come around the corner and I can see my house right as I basically enter the neighborhood. And what do I see? But Harrison's light is on. So as I'm rolling in this morning, about 15 minutes ago, Harrison's light's on. So I walk in. The dog's downstairs, which is fine because I had to feed him this morning. So he wakes up with me, so I keep him downstairs so he doesn't wake up anybody else. Harrison's awake. Nolan's awake, and they're already walking down the stairs. So Lindsay's not even awake. So as I walk in the door, basically at 6 o'clock in the morning after they've stayed up late, they are ready to go. Harrison brings me the iPad. He wants to watch that, but he also wants to eat. Nolan watched something on Netflix, so he wants to watch the TV and lay on the couch. Like, this is the circus. We call it our circus. The circus is in town again. That's what we always say. Oh, the circus is in town. The circus was in town this morning. Right as I get in the door. So that's where we're at right now. I wish I could say that they're really good sleepers. They slept through the night, which I guess was good, but bright and early, just like Dad. What's going on today as well is we got Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson in what they're calling the match. So it's a $9 million purse. Winner gets $9 million. It's on pay-per-view, so I got pay-per-view. It's $20. It starts around 3, so I got some friends coming over. We're gonna watch that. It's kind of cool. So it's outside of a PGA event, so it's not a tournament or anything like that. It's just Tiger versus Phil, 18 holes out in Las Vegas. It's gonna be cool. I hope it's gonna be cool. I hope this is something that, if this works, that it catches on and more golfers do it. Like, I'd love to see like Patrick Reed and Rory McIlroy play each other, or even like Spieth and Justin Thomas, because they've been friends for so long, go at it, or like DJ and Brooks Koepka. I think that would be really cool to see this grow into something different, because that's what the PGA needs. Like, if you want to attract more people to golf and kids and stuff, you have to make it exciting and a little more relatable. And, my buddies and I, we go on trips, we go and play regularly on the weekends, and we'll play matches against each other as well. And that a lot of the times it makes it more exciting. So this is going to be cool. I'm not going to give a prediction on it just because I don't know. I mean, both guys haven't played. I don't think Tiger's played since the Ryder Cup, and Phil played the weekend after the Ryder Cup. Or did both of them play out in China? I take that back. I think both of them played in the World Championships in World Golf Championships in China, but haven't played a lot since the Ryder Cup, so it should be interesting to see how both of them do. I'm more intrigued too and I saw this while I was at the gym scrolling through Instagram in between sets. I'm intrigued by these side bets that they're doing. So it's $9 million is what the winner gets, but they also are able to do side bets. So on the press conference earlier the week, Phil said he bet Tiger, I bet you $100,000 that I can birdie 1. So Tiger said, all right, let's double it. 200,000 says you don't. So there's a $200,000 bet just right there off the bat for the first hole if Phil birdies it. And they were saying that some of these side bets could get up to $1 million or more, so 7 figures. So that would be it's very intriguing to see what's going to be happening during the match and how it all plays out and what the side bets look like. So that'll be I think it's going to be cool. I'm excited about it. It's 3 p.m. Eastern here, and we're going to watch it at the house. A couple friends are coming over. But what was cool, because some of the critics are like, oh, they have so much money anyways. These guys don't need this money. Phil came out on his Instagram and said any money that he wins on the side bets is going to go to 3 or 4 charities that he's tied to. So at least the money's going back to a good cause, and it's not him and Tiger just getting richer off of it, which I'm sure they're getting royalties off of all this pay-per-view. Like I said, it's $20 for me to get it. And so you have to imagine how many more people, how many viewers are actually going to be watching this thing. So that's my week in review, and then I want to go through some stuff. I'm about 35 minutes in. So we'll finish up here in the last 10, 15 minutes here. Want to kind of go through also some stuff that happened in sports during the week that I thought was interesting. So, again, back to Major League Baseball, and I'm pulling it up right now. They're in the offseason, right? And so to keep people engaged, they came out with and they do this every year, the Hall of Fame ballot for 2019. So I'm going to read off some names on here. I might just read them all off. I'm going to read them all off, and we'll talk through it. Of everybody that's new for 2019, and I'm going to give my predictions, my unbiased prediction on who will get in. So your pitchers: Freddie Garcia, John Garland, Roy Halladay, Ted Lilly, Derek Lowe, Darren Oliver, Roy Oswalt, Andy Pettitte, Mariano Rivera. I'm going to give you my unbiased opinion on the pitchers. I love Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte was somebody that I tried to base my game off of, the way that I pitched. I'm a left-handed pitcher. He's a left-handed pitcher. He had arguably the best pickoff move in baseball. I did not. But loved watching him on the Yankees. Went to the Astros, came back to the Yankees. Won a lot of games. Great playoff pitcher. I don't think he's getting in first ballot. That's my opinion. I'd love to see him get in. I think that'd be freaking awesome, but I don't think he's getting in. Sticking with the Yankees, Mariano Rivera. Arguably the greatest relief pitcher, closer of all time. He's getting in. If he does not get in, Major League Baseball's got to figure out something else for their Hall of Fame ballot, because they're losing interest. You know, the NFL puts 5-6 guys in of relevance a year, and you know, Major League Baseball, you'll put in like 1 or 2 guys, and then like it's the old timer votes, and it's a guy who's been dead 30 years. Like, so nobody's going to go and watch that guy get inducted. So Major League Baseball needs to make sure that some of these players get in for what they've done, and Mo is definitely somebody. Outside of that, maybe Roy Halladay. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else is going to get in there. Infielders: Todd Helton, Plaxico Polanco, Miguel Tejada, Kevin Youkilis, Michael Young. Nope, don't see any of those guys as Hall of Famers. Outfielders: Jason Bay, Lance Berkman, Juan Pierre, Vernon Wells. Nope. Designated hitter: Travis Hafner. Nope. So, and then pitcher, outfielder, Rick Ankiel. So we talked about Rick Ankiel on Bard's podcast. He's the guy that was a pitcher, lost it mentally, went back through the minors as a hitter for the Cardinals, and got back in the league as a hitter, but he's not a Hall of Famer. So the Hall of Fame ballot for this year, the newcomers, it could easily just be Rivera and maybe Halladay and maybe Pettitte. Roy Oswalt, I'd have to go and look at his stats. I don't know. Yeah, and then this article saying first ballot lock is Mo. First ballot intrigue: Roy Halladay, Todd Helton, Andy Pettitte. Oh, and it's the last chance before. So it also in Major League Baseball, if you've been on the ballot for X amount of years, you get removed for a while until you're considered an old-timers pick. Edgar Martinez, arguably the guy who basically invented being somebody that could make a living just as a designated hitter. He's up for his last chance. This is the last year that he has candidacy until he has to go out for a while until they get back on the old-timer ballot. But I think he could get – I think he should get in. I think it's ridiculous that he's not. I mean, he reinvented that position basically for the American League. I mean, the guy made an entire career out of being a designated hitter. That's incredible. Like, I mean, that wasn't in existence basically before him. You know, the designated hitter was, but somebody that was that one person for every single game, they would always rotate it. So he reinvented the fact that you could have, or not reinvented, he invented the fact that you could be a designated hitter in baseball. David Ortiz, same thing. Like, he wasn't an infielder. He put him at first base because you have to when you're playing in the NL, but he was a designated hitter. And that's okay. I mean, some guys are just meant to be designated hitters. They don't have to play positions, and I think that's cool. And I think he should get in. Fred McGriff's also on the last ballot, and then people that haven't got in that some people say they should. I have my opinion on it. Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, yes to both of them. Mike Mussina, yes. The guy won. I don't even know. He's close to. Again, I'm not prepared with stats right now, but go look up Mike Mussina's stats. The guy should be in the Hall of Fame for what he did. Curt Schilling, yeah, why not? Manny Ramirez, Sammy Sosa. I could go Sosa. I don't know on Manny. I don't know. Sammy Sosa, yeah. Manny, maybe not. Larry Walker, no. Omar Vizquel, maybe. Andrew Jones and Scott Rowland. Andrew Jones, if he had the career like he did in the first 5 years of his life, and he continued that for the rest, yeah, but the way that he kind of just bounced around there at the end, no. Jeff Kent, Gary Sheffield, Billy Wagner. I could put Billy Wagner in there. Again, another great closer before Mo. Yeah, why not? And then first-timers who get a second chance, Lance Berkman, Roy Oswalt. Anyways, so go check that out. See what your thoughts are on the Hall of Fame. What else do we have coming up? Got some good college football this week. Last night, the Egg Bowl, which was Mississippi State and Mississippi. There is a great thing that happened in that game last night. I saw it on ESPN's feed this morning. There was a brawl that happened in the game. Two teams. Big rivals. A lot of the players grew up in that area, played high school football together, all that stuff. So there's a lot of just anticipation around that game, and it's a heated rivalry. The ref at one point comes out and says unsportsmanlike conduct on every player on each team, which I thought was hilarious. So both teams got unsportsmanlike conduct. Every player. That's what he said. Every player on this team. So that happened last night. We got some games today. Hold on, just stick with me for a second. I'm going to move over to my computer. There's some college football on today. This is the week that it's all rivalry week. So, like, if you have two teams that are in the same state, they're going to play each other because that's what you do on the last week of the season. Because next week will be the conference championships. So let's see what we got here. UCF in South Florida at 4. It's at South Florida. I think UCF's going to win that game. Oklahoma, West Virginia, 8 o'clock. I would love to see West Virginia win. I have a lot of friends that are West Virginia fans. I don't really care too much about Oklahoma. I'd love to see West Virginia win and go to the Big 12 championship. That'd be cool. Washington State. I think Washington State's got it, but Washington's decent. You know, they were ranked top 10 preseason. So, I mean, they're a good team. Struggling a little bit this year, 3 losses, but I think that they can pull that out. And then, so that's Friday. Saturday games for tomorrow. Your big game right out the gate, 12 o'clock, Michigan, Ohio State. Michigan wins. They go to the Big 10 championship and probably lock themselves into the college football playoff. Ohio State wins, throws a wrench in there. So they're going to go to the Big 10 championship. Do they then push themselves from 10 to the top 4 for the next week? I don't know. Should be interesting. And then we're scrolling down. Auburn, Alabama. Alabama should run Auburn over in that game. Clemson, South Carolina. Clemson's got that one handled. LSU, Texas A&M should be a decent game. I think LSU is going to win it. Notre Dame, USC. Again, Notre Dame fan. USC, if they win, they get bowl eligible. They lose, they're not going to a bowl. Notre Dame wins, they go 12-0. They guarantee themselves a spot in the playoff. They're ranked third in the country right now. They better win. That's all I'm saying. As a Notre Dame fan, my entire life, stuck with them through the early 2000s and mid-2000s where they were garbage and going through a new head coach every 3 years. Brian Kelly's there 9 years now. 8 years? 8 or 9 years now. This is the second team that he's had that potentially could go and play for a national championship. I'm excited. It's been a great year watching them, and I really hope that tomorrow they show up. 8 o'clock game on ABC, so it's the game of the week on ABC, which is usually their 8 o'clock game. So that's cool. Busy week also in soccer. If you are soccer fans, and I'm sure plenty of you are, I am a Manchester United fan when it comes to soccer. My friend growing up in Rhode Island, Mike Atherton, his family was from that area of the UK, and so I grew up watching highlights of Manchester United games as a kid. So I've always been a United fan, and as I've gotten older and stayed close to soccer and just watching it on Saturdays and Sundays, cheering them on. So the Premier League and league football as they call it, soccer here in the U.S., comes back. So it's nice. Saturday mornings are nice. You have sports all day then on Saturday because you watch soccer in the morning. Noon, football starts. College football goes through the day. Sunday, soccer in the morning, and then you have NFL. So for here in Charlotte, we have a tough game. So the Carolina Panthers on Sunday have the Seattle Seahawks. We've lost 2 in a row. We haven't looked great. Offense doing okay. Defense struggling this year. Our secondary's not playing well. I don't want to get fired up over it. But anyways, so, struggling a little bit. But Panthers and Seahawks, it's a home game. Haven't had a home game in 2 weeks, so I really hope they show up. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to say Panthers 27, Seahawks 24. So we'll find out Sunday when that happens and if anything is different, but I really hope we win that game. Let's see what other big games there are. Oh, last night. Dude, Saints and Falcons. Again, I'm a Panther fan, so NFC South, I'm fucking scared. The Saints they're good. They're real good. I'm going to say they're the best team in football. Best team in football. Drew Brees is unbelievable. The guy is an incredible quarterback. They go out and get Des Bryant. He gets hurt in practice. They don't even need him. They are unbelievable. They won last night against a Falcon team that has had some injuries, but had been getting better. 31-17, had the game in full control. It's scary because the Panthers still have to play the Saints twice. So that's what I'm saying. It's scary. We are 6-4 overall, and we still have to play the Saints, who are 10-1. So for us trying to make a playoff spot, we're sitting 5th right now in the playoffs, which is a wild card spot, which is what we're going to have to go for because we're not going to beat the Saints for the division, I don't think. But man, they're good. They're good. Bears are looking decent. They beat the Lions. They're 8-3, so now they're putting themselves in a good position. But let's see. We got some games up on here this weekend. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of tough games right now. Yeah, Panthers-Seahawks, I think, is a real good game. Let's see what else we got here. Colts and Dolphins, both teams are 5-5. That might be a decent game. You got the NFC North, Packers and Vikings. That's the Sunday night game. That'll be a good game. It's in Minnesota. And then Monday night, it's Texans and Titans. Yeah, not an overall exciting week in the NFL, just from a quick look at it. Obviously, I think things will change as the games start playing. But, yeah, my game, Panthers-Seahawks, looks like it's going to be, on paper, arguably one of the most impressive games. Panthers right now are in a 3.5-point favorite at home. I mean, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take that one. I like the Panthers in this game. Yeah, that's about it. I don't really have much else. That's my week. That's what's coming up. And Sunday, if you're listening to this today or sometime this weekend, Sunday I have another podcast coming out. My friend Orrin Thompson came by the studio last week. He played in the NFL for the Dolphins, Packers, Giants, and then also played in the United Football League and finished his career in the Canadian Football League for the Edmonton Eskimos. He talked about that. So tune in. He went to Duke, played Duke football. So we talk Carolina-Duke rivalry. We talk about what he's doing now. He brought up some CrossFit stuff, in his opinion, which it seems to be a common theme. All of a sudden, we're talking a lot about CrossFit. I don't hate CrossFit. I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression here. I certainly don't hate CrossFit one bit. I just it's a little worrisome sometimes when I watch some of this stuff. But I mean, I have full respect of CrossFit. I had Mike Claudio on here a couple weeks ago. He's a CrossFitter, and if it's done right, again, like I said, if it's done right, it's a great program. But just do it right. Don't do stupid shit and not have any knowledge of how to do correct form or gymnastics or Olympic lifting, and you won't get yourself hurt. Don't overdo it. Know your body. Know your limitations. Don't be an asshole in the gym. Yeah, so that's it, man. That's my 2 cents. Let me know. I'm thinking of starting to call you guys something. Any listeners, since it's a Bears Den, maybe I call you guys the Bears. Like, hey, what's up, Bears? I don't know. We'll try that one out. So again, it's my 2 cents worth. You guys have a great weekend, and I will check in on you guys a little later. See ya.